my Torah Hebrew. Here's my halakha for today. Amen. What did I do with this halakha? I didn't bookmark it? Hold on. That's not it. Hold on, I don't think I bookmarked this. Hold on, I have to find it. 1 second. Rega. Okay. I thought I bookmarked it. That's this one. Oh, okay, here it is. Sorry, it was Halakha. Sorry, Mordechai. We have an extra sefer. Okay, here's the question. In a yeshiva, in a bet sefer, מוטלת חובת השמירה בבתי הספר על המורות והגננות, גננות, מה זה? What's a גננות? A kindergarten? So they call a kindergarten teacher a ganana, ganenet, like a gardener. They call. That's what they call a kindergarten teacher. Ganenet. That's hilarious. Hebrew, gan, because kindergarten. Yeah. Kindergarten has a T. Now it's German, or kindergarten with a T. Some Israeli hears it. He says, "Oh, kindergarten. Oh, gan shel kinder. So gan shel yeladim. It's a garden." That's how modern Hebrew. Gan yeladim is a kindergarten. No, but they're copying the word kindergarten, but they think it's garden and not garten. It's not garden.
Doesn't make sense.
Oh, yes. This shiur, thank you for reminding me, is Leilun Ishmat, your father, right? Don't tell me his name. Yerachmiel ben Mordechai. Yerachmiel Abraham ben Mordechai.
No.
Yerachmiel ben Mordechai Abraham. Who was I just? I have no brains left.
Mother's.
Oh, that's the father. It's the mother's father. Okay, Yerachmiel ben Abraham. And hold on, and your mother is Ruchama Chana Gittel bat Mordechai. I'm getting there. A couple more years. Bad memory. The shiur should be Leilun Nishmat Yerachmiel ben Abraham. Our good friend Helen, she comes from a very chashuv family, mamash, very chashuv family. Okay, so kindergarten. Yeah, let's progress. So a kindergarten teacher is called a ganenet, a gardener. Good to know. Here's the halacha question. Is it permitted for them להתאמן בנשק, to wear weapons, or to train, להתאמן, to train, להתאמן, like to train with weapons, to take weapons classes. וכן לשאת נשק, and to carry weapons, להגן על עצמם, to protect themselves, ועל תלמידי בתי הספר, and on the students, שבפיקוחן, that are in their watch, that are in their, what's the shortest of this word? What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, like min haminatzihim hamihabiliyim, from terrorists. So bottom line is, even in Chacham Ovadiah's days, they had a fear of terrorists in the schools. Lo alein laban minan. And so the women, they wanted to go to weapons classes, and they want to have guns and weapons to protect themselves and the children. Is this allowed? What would be the issue? Why would it not be allowed?
You teaching the kids.
No, misad halakha, not misad musad. Misad halakha. What would be the halachic problem with this? Ayat. Women acting like a man. Let's see. Shaninu bebraita. It says in the Braita in Gemara Nazir, Lo yechel legeber al isha, v'lo yebash geber semat isha. It says in the pasuk, the vessel of a man cannot be on a woman, and a man cannot dress like a woman. So cross-dressing is absolutely forbidden in Judaism from the Torah. Matamud lomad, what are we saying? Im shelo yilbash ish simlat isha v'isha simlat ish. We already know that you can't cross-dress. What is the purpose of this pasuk? Ela shelo yilbash ish simlat isha v'yashev ben anashim. A man is not allowed to put on women's clothes and hang out with the women dressed as a woman. V'isha simlat ish v'yashev ben anashim, and the woman cannot dress like a man and hang out with the men. Here is the point. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov Omer, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov says, Menayin shelo tetzeh isha b'chle zayan lemilchama. How do you know that? Now, again, this is building the halakha, so we're not at the end yet. This is the beginning. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov says, how do you know that a woman is not allowed to have weapons? Tumu lomad lo yeh chili geber al isha. A woman cannot have a man's vessel. And so therefore, a woman, he says, the real Yaakov says, a woman cannot have a weapon because a weapon belongs to a man. It's something that men use usually. And therefore, a woman would be forbidden according to the Torah, according to Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. Women soldiers would be the same question. The Rambam says, Lo ta'adeh isha adeh ha'ish. A woman cannot, that's a good translation, cannot act in the ways of the men, clothe in the ways of the men. Okay, go on. For example, shetasim berosha mitznefet or koba. Now mitznefet has a new meaning. But mitznefet, mitznefet has a bunch of meanings. Nowadays, the mitznefet is the IDF's hat that they wear. But he means a hat. So the woman, Rambam says a woman is not allowed to wear the turban or the hat of a man. Or shetbash shirayon, armor. Am I pronouncing it right? Shirayon, armor. A woman, the Rambam says, the woman can't wear armor. And the man cannot dress like a woman. I guess in a place where men don't wear jewelry, if it's only a thing women would wear, then a man. So it goes by the minhag of the place. If it's the way in the place that, let's say, women are the only ones who wear earrings, let's say, for example, then the man would not be able to wear an earring. If it's a place where the men even wear earrings, maybe it would be allowed. So it depends on the custom of the place. Okay? A whole new meaning. It's not just clothing, it's doing things that the other gender does. The Kesef Mishneh, which is Maran Beit Yosef, Shulchan Aruch, writes, Pasak Rabbeinu Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. He holds like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. So the Kesef Mishneh says, the halakha says, the Rambam holds with the weapon halakha. In other words, the Beraita that we brought, the Tanakama, the first person in the Beraita, didn't say anything about weapons. That is forbidden. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov said women can't have weapons. The question is the halakha like him? Rambam obviously holds like him because he says armor. Women shouldn't wear armor. So he must hold like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov that women cannot wear weapons. Why would he hold like that? Because we have a rule. Mishnat Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov kav v'naki. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, anytime he says something, is small and clear. And the halakha goes by him. And if he says something, is a rule. It's a cloud. Kav v'naki. If you look at the unkilos on this pasuk, if you look at the Chumash and look at the Aramaic unkilos translation, he says, Lo yehet takun zin degabar al iteta, zin zayan. A woman cannot have weapons, says unkilos, because it belongs to a man. And a man cannot dress like a woman. And so therefore we have another proof to say maybe that women cannot wear weapons or have weapons, maybe. And for sure men cannot dress like women. That's coming up right now. Mordechai. That's an amazing question.
Deborah.
Can you elaborate on your question? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Deborah.
Were you thinking the same thing?
Deborah and Judith.
Oh, explain it for everybody.
The whole army was wiped out. He asked water, Allah gave him, and put him to sleep, and then took off his head.
Okay, it's a great question. So I'm amazed. He's about to talk about it. So Sisera was the general. Sisera, Deborah and Barak ben Abinoam. Vatasha Deborah uBarak ben Abinoam. This is the Haftarah of Parashat Beshalach. Sisera. That's no. Okay, so Shabtai ben Simcha. Sisera was the evil general who was trying to wipe us all out, and Deborah, our leader, female leader, and Barak ben Abinoam, they chased the army. Sisera ran away into the tent of Hebed Hakeni. His friend Hebed, that was the guy's name. Hebed also means friend. And then Hebed Hakeni's wife, Yael, was home. Was Yael Jewish? We don't know. It seems that she wasn't Jewish. Most likely she was not Jewish, Yael. She was the hero. And Yael gave Sisera some milk, and she made him sleepy. He took a nap, and she took off his head.
You spoke about it.
Hebed HaKeni, the Kenim were not Jewish. Yael was most likely not Jewish. It's from the grandchildren of Yitro. Yitro's grandchildren. Would you say, Yariv?
You spoke about it.
We spoke about it. Yeah, we spoke about it. You got here's the button over here. Okay, so let's see what he says. וכן כתב רבינו אליעזר ממיץ בספר יראים שההלכה בזה כרבי אליעזר בר יעקב. The Sefer Yera'im, which is also very Hashub Sefer, says halacha. I'm sorry, the halacha of like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, that women can't have weapons. והנה, אף על פי שמצאנו מחלוקת בעניין זה, אם הקלה משנת רבי אליעזר בן יעקב כוונתי, הוא רק במשנה וגם בברייתא. However, says the Chamadia, there's a question. This rule that the halacha is always like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, is it all the time whenever he says something, the halacha is like him? Or only when he says a Mishnah? Because there's a difference between a Mishnah and a Beraita. A Mishnah is an official Mishnah, official saying, then the halacha would be like him. But a Beraita, like this one, maybe halacha is not like him. And so this saying from him that women can't use weapons is a Beraita. Maybe the halacha is not like him in a Beraita. Kavinaki, maybe only for Mishnayot. That's the question. Okay. Let's go to your... women soldiers, that's the question. So the beginning of the question was how women teachers in the school that are afraid of their students and their own well-being from terrorists, God forbid, are they allowed to weapon up, guard up and can go to classes, they got training. It's going to be, is it something that men do halachically? Are they allowed to do this or are they not allowed to do this? So,
the war was between the Western, the US, ISIS, so part of the war, the Kurdish ladies and the Kurdish army, they put them forward to keep
the other side's for sure using the women.
But they're the Muslims that the ISIS believe in, you die by a woman. It's not like a horn, you go to hell, you don't go to
And if you die other ways, you get the women. Is that how it works?
That's how they do it.
Okay.
So they put the women forward ahead of the men. The Kurdish army, and they were against ISIS. So they'll kill them. And they were running away.
Unbelievable. Let's see what he says here. I'm going to skip a little bit of these sources. You can look it up later. It's book 5 or 6. Book 5, right? Book 5, Siman 55. Just remember, Hamse. Book 5, 5, if you want to look it up more. And he goes here and he says, let's see. Here, like Mordechai and Akiva asked. It says, what do you mean? It says in the story of Sisera, it says in the Pasuk, Yada liatet tishlachna. Her hand was sent. How did she kill Sisera? Remember, Sisera, the general, ran into Yael's tent, and Yael took his head off. This is the story in Navi. How did Yael kill her? So the proof is going to be actually opposite of your question. You were asking the question, we see from here women can use weapons. They're using this pasuk to show women can't use weapons. Why? How did she kill Sisera? She took a peg from a tent. Why didn't she take a sword? But why didn't she take a sword? That's what they're saying. She specifically took a peg from the tent, which is not a weapon. There was no machete hanging on the wall. So they want to bring a proof from here. It says, she didn't want to use a weapon. Therefore, it says she took a peg, and we prove from here another proof that women can't use weapons. So the question's turned right against you.
Okay, but you say that most they said she's not Jewish.
That's true also. That's also true. She was very righteous for sure. Whether she was Jewish or not, she was definitely very righteous.
Not a question. The question.
That's good. He's asking a question on me now. I'll take a question. I can handle a question on me. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Ulam says Echam Vadia. And if you look at Shulchan Aruch, by the way, Shulchan Aruch said like the Rambam. Shulchan Aruch says straight out. He says 178. Eh? He says a woman can't wear armor, just like the Rambam. You know that the Rambam, women shouldn't wear armor because armor is for men. It's cross-dressing. Cross-dressing is, by the way, there's an interesting halakha we should do as we get closer to Purim. Can you cross-dress for Purim? Is it allowed for the costume? It's another question. But cross-dressing regular is very, very bad in Judaism. Ulam, hadabar barur, the matter is very clear. Shebinidon shelanu, in our case, sheyesh hashash sakanat nefashot. There's life and death question over here. We're afraid of murdering terrorists. Their mission is to kill people. All they want to do is plant trouble. For sure, says the Chavadia, women are allowed to gear up, arm up, but they send neshek and to carry weapons, to protect for themselves. If they're a teacher, they also have children that they have to watch. Because out of fear of an intentional act of terror. The terrorists, they don't care if you're a man or a woman or a children. They have no discretion. They kill without discretion. Nothing in the Torah is more important before pikuach nefesh. We have to save our lives. Rabbi Yehuda Hasid writes in Sefer Hasidim, Et la'asot la'Hashem hefelo toratecha. Sometimes when it's a time to do something for Hashem, you have to break the Torah in order to do more mitzvot. If you're dead, you're not going to do any mitzvot. You got to be alive. Lefichach, im says Rabbi Yehuda Hasid, im saru akum al idmi Israel, if non-Jews, enemies, they put a siege on a city, or women that are walking on the road, they're afraid that a person will jump them and take advantage of them. They can dress as men to disguise themselves. And they could also use a sword, says the Yehuda Hasid. Why? So the non-Jews, they think they're men and they'll be protected. And says also the same halakha in the vice versa. If you have young boys, they don't have beards yet, so they're clean shaven. Let them pretend to be like women. If the women, it's to be protected from the enemies. If they won't pick on women, then dress like a woman. You gotta do whatever you can to protect yourselves. Why didn't Yael choose a sword to kill Sisera? Why did she choose the peg from the tent? He was sleeping. He wasn't even trying. He was easy game. It was easy. So she said, I can kill him with anything. And so I'll choose to be mahmir on myself and not use a weapon. But if I need a weapon, I'm going to use a weapon. I don't need a weapon now, so I'll use the peg. When it's a very pressured time, and you have to do something quick, you have to act quick. Like modern, like advanced. Yeah, like advanced weaponry. No? Metuhkam, like hacham. They have dangerous weapons that they come with us, God forbid. בוודאי שצריכים למהר לקדם פניהם בנשק יוצא בו, להשמידם ולהכניעם, לבל תעשה על ידיהם תושייה. For sure, you have to beat them to it, and you have to kill them first. שהבא להורגך, השכים להורגו, זה הלכה. Someone is trying to kill you, you have to kill them first. לפיכך, therefore, גם לנשים מותר להשתמש בנשק, ואין בזה שום חשש איסור. So therefore, women are 100% allowed to have weapons and protect themselves if they're in any danger, and it is not forbidden at all. And so, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, he said women can have armor or weapons. He's not talking about when someone's trying to kill them. He's saying stam. They just want to walk around in armor and weapons. Sophisticated. Nice word. Okay. If you look, I saw also, says the Chama in the Sefer of Shem Shimon Palek, Shekatav, She'isur lebisha kele zayan lenashim, the forbiddenness of the Torah for women to have weapons is eno ela b'sha'at shalom. It's only when there's no war. It's peaceful time, then they can't have weapons. What do you need a weapon for? It's what a man walks around in. Mashe'en kim b'sha'at milchama, but if it's a war, hakol b'chizkat sekana. Everyone is in suspicion that they're in danger. B'vadai gam hanashim uterot l'bosh v'l'hagol kele zayan. For sure, women can wear weaponry. Okay. And he says a smach, there's a famous pasuk, Hine mitato shel Shlomo. Akiva, you were just telling me this, I think. Hine mitato shel Shlomo, by the bed of Solomon, Shishim giborim sabiv lah. There are 60 mighty warriors surrounding it. We say this pasuk before bedtime. It's good to say. It's interesting to do it before bedtime. It should help you have protection during your sleep. Hine mitato shel Shlomo, Shishim giborim sabiv lah, migiborei Israel. Around the tent of Shlomo are 60 mighty warriors, migiborei Israel, from the mighty ones of Israel. Kulam ahuz echayrev, they're all holding a sword. Milumedem lehama, and they're well trained in the army. Each harbo al yedecho, each person, his sword is on his thigh. Mipachad badot, because they're afraid of the nighttime, right? Kulam ahuz echayrev, says this Midrash Rabbah. Kulam ahuz echayrev, they're all holding a sword. Shneimad v'hamushim alu b'nei Yisrael. The b'nei Yisrael left Egypt armed, and it means lerabot tat v'nashim. Even the women and the children left Egypt with weapons. This is the Midrash says, Midrash Rabbah. Let's finish up. I'm going to skip this next part. He just basically is saying that some people say this transgression of a woman wearing men's clothing or articles that belong to a man, or a man dressing like a woman, is only, some people say it's only when you intentionally want to look like a woman, or you intentionally want to look like a man. But if that's what you want, like we see these days. But if you don't want to look like a man, you're just doing because you want the gun. You don't want to. You're not. Your intention is not to look like a man. It would be fine. And so there's another reason to be lenient. And so in summary, mutar lemorot. Don't tell me how to pronounce this. Well, legagot. Kindergarten teachers. How do you say? Did I pronounce it right? Ganenot. Gagigot. Roofs. Ganenot. It's the silliest word. I'm sorry. It's permitted for teachers and for gardeners, for kindergarten teachers. Shebe yeshuveh hasefer, in yeshivas, lit'amen v'le'achos beneshek be'et sheminatan b'tei hasefer, to use weapons and hold weapons when they watch the kids. U'bilbad sheyakpidu me'od al kol kelei siniut be'et imunan. However, when they go for training, they should try to be siniut and separate the men and the women from the training. כראוי לבנות ישראל כשרות, ולא יתייחדו עם גבר זר בשעת האימונים בנשק. They shouldn't go training with other men and women together in the training, because that's a time where it could be not siniut. So they should train separately, but once they train, they can definitely hold the weapons in the schools. ותהיה יראת השם על פניהם, the fear of Hashem should be on their faces. והשם יפרח ישמור צאתן ובואן לעד לעולם. And Hashem should always watch these teachers and all of our students forever from any of our enemies. So it is allowed to gear up if you're a woman these days. Okay. It's funny. For the garden, that's what we were just saying before. Kindergarten.
For the nursery, they call it ma'on.
Ma'on.
And the